On the next episode of Sips, Suds, and Smokes.
Today we're doing a takeover, but Viking style.
We're going to burn it all down.
Burning it to the ground. Yes. We're going to be tasting some beers from EINSTÖK Beer Company. Good old boy Drew, would you mind giving us the lineup, speaking of which?
Absolutely. The EINSTÖK beers we'll be trying today are their flagship, the 5.2% ABV Icelandic White Ale, the 5.6% Arctic Pale Ale, the 6% Icelandic Toasted Porter, the 8% Wee Heavy, the 4.8% Lime and Juniper Pills, and the 6.7% Icelandic Doppelbock.
That means double.
Double the Bock. Double the pleasure, double the fun.
That's right.
We'll be right back after this break. Brought to you almost live from the Dude in the Basement Studios. Why? Because that's where the good stuff is. It's Sips, Suds, and Smokes with your smoking host, the good old boys. Suds, Suds, Suds. It's time for more Suds.
Welcome, everyone. Here we are, ready for another Suds segment.
I'm not ready.
I'm so excited. I'm in a foul mood.
Dang.
I forgot to tell you guys that, didn't I?
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Which kind? Duck?
Be
goose?
careful around me.
Don't chicken out now.
Don't push me, man. I'm on the edge.
Well, here we are,
That's what
gathered.
she said.
Oh, well, I guess. Well, here we are, gathered again for another Sud segment where we feel that good beer is best when paired with bad accents and long belches.
Oh, boy.
Thank you.
That wasn't very long.
Well, it got us started.
That's what she said.
Christ.
Wow.
Yeah, this is excellent radio.
This
we're
is-
doing here.
yes.
This is good stuff.
Only the best.
Quality family
That's
entertainment.
right.
Quality. Yes.
I mean it. Don't get me wrong.
Well, I am your hostess, good old Gal Juliana, and joining me at the table today is good old Boy Caperton.
Hello. I'm foul today. I've been befouled. And I'm ready to spread some filth.
Ooh, you kiss your mother with that mouth?
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
He kisses your mother with that mouth.
Oh.
Oh.
Thank you very much. New wingman. Drew.
Yeah. Okay. Reverend Mark, hello.
Hello. I'm not befouled. I'm just befuddled.
Oh, see,
Yes.
I see what you guys have done here. You sat me right next to Mark.
Perhaps betwixt.
Makes me even look even fouler. Sorry, Mark.
It was not
Hey.
intentional. Not at all.
Glad to be your foil.
We'll put the fan blowing.
You guys kind of cancel each other out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's neutral
yin and
territory.
yang. Drew's the line between us.
Good old boy Drew, hello.
I am very pleased to be here. Thank you.
Yay. Good old boy Dave.
You're boring me. I'm cutting your head.
Of course. All right. So, guys,
Yep.
when you think about Vikings, what do you think about?
Minnesota.
Longboats.
Yeah.
Feral Viking women.
Lots of axes.
Shield maidens.
Yes.
Shield
Yes.
maidens.
All of that.
Yes.
Big
What
horns.
he said.
Thor. Mjolnir.
No. Just the feral Viking women.
I think of a meat of a mead hangover.
Yeah.
Is it from the sugar or from the alcohol?
Body shots
Yeah.
of mead off of feral Viking women.
Wow. Okay. Wrong.
That's what I think
Yeah.
of.
Wrong.
What?
Wrong.
Then I don't want to be right.
answer is beer.
Oh,
Yeah, beer, because Viking
Suds episode. That's right.
Ale.
I thought this was
Wow.
a different podcast.
Sorry. But thanks for sitting in on this one.
Still feral fucking women. So,
Well,
me.
today we're doing a takeover, the Viking style,
We're going to burn it all down.
burning it to the ground. Yes. We're going to be tasting some beers from EINSTÖK Beer Company.
See?
See.
Oh, that's wrong language.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good old boy Dave, why don't you give us some background?
The EINSTÖK Brewery is located just 60 miles south of the Arctic Circle, in the fishing port of, AKUREYRI, Iceland. There the water flows from rain and prehistoric glaciers down the Hjörðarfell mountain and through ancient lava
Gesundheit.
fields, delivering the purest water on earth. Because you know that lava field acts like a filter.
Jesus, man.
Filters.
Filters.
And the
yeah.
perfect foundation for brewing deliciously refreshing craft beers.
Gracious.
Wait,
What a...
is that it?
Yeah, that's it. The rest of it was just a lot of stuff about Valhalla and, drinking horns and stuff like that. So.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know what's happening.
Is the Swedish chef a Viking in disguise?
It's close enough for this podcast.
I got in the general region. Come on, give me a break.
Yeah. Here's a stretch. He stretched before that leap.
Oh, yeah. Did you hurt yourself?
I'm freezing my nuts off.
There you go. That's
You might be
that's
up there.
appropriate.
You're absolutely
The
right.
Arctic
Indeed.
Circle and all.
Yeah.
Fishing village.
That glacier water's cold.
There's a lot of
Ooh.
imagery there.
Yeah.
I can.
You were in the glacial pool.
Do the words cold water shrinker mean anything to anyone?
Oh,
Just tightens everything up,
I was in the pool.
No wonder those Vikings were so
Angry.
okay then. Well, I guess the beers will just have to speak for themselves.
Okay.
Good old boy Drew, would you mind giving us the lineup? Speaking of which,
Absolutely. The EINSTÖK beers we'll be trying today are their flagship, the 5.2% ABV Icelandic White Ale, the 5.6% Arctic Pale Ale, the 6% Icelandic Toasted Porter, the 8% Wee Heavy, the 4.8% Lime and Juniper Pills, and the 6.7% Icelandic Doppelbock.
That means double.
Double the Bock. Double the pleasure, double the fun.
That's right. It's kind of like a BOGO.
Double the lava field.
It's a twofer.
thank you, Drew.
Glacial melt.
Reverend Mark, would you mind giving us the suds ratings? And it probably would be a good idea if you did it in your best Viking voice,
My best Viking. What?
because we know it's there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my!
No, I just sounded like somebody from the Midwest a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
Lots of
Okay.
E's.
My name is Marge Gunterson. Now, here we go. There you go. We'll be discussing and rating these beers with these SUDS ratings, plus our signature belching sounds. Here are how those ratings go. Number 1. That sucks. Give me anything but a butt. It's not very good.
It's better than Mike.
Number 2. Was that a belch?
What kind of bar are we setting there, though?
Fair.
Number 3. Ah, what a relief. Number 4. A body should really not make that sound.
Yeah.
And number 5. Listen to that hang time. Give me another.
Goodness.
Sounds like a proper Viking burp.
I'm
I was going to
exhausted.
say, I think
We should all
that's how
aim
they
for
speak,
that.
right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it.
Ooh.
First thing we're going to start off with is the Icelandic White Ale. that features complex flavors of classic Belgian witbier spiced with traditional orange peel, coriander, all brewed with pure Icelandic water to deliver a cool smoothness that is flavorful and refreshingly drinkable. It is 5.2% ABV with wheat malt, Pilsner malt, oats, Bavarian noble hops, the coriander, and the orange peel. And it comes in the cute little white can.
Tastes like Blue Moon.
It's kind of bready to me a little bit.
Yeah.
Like a Blue Moon sandwich.
Haven't always been a huge fan of this beer, but I will say that on tap, like on a hot day, it's actually pretty darn tasty. Out of the can, it's okay.
Yeah, I agree. It's a style I actually do like, and
is this a good representation of that style?
I mean, it kind of you nailed it. I mean, it's drinkable. It's crazy. I would drink this sucker. It's got a nice mouthfeel. It hits all the marks, I think, that you should to call yourself a
I like the coriander.
Yeah.
I like the orange.
Yeah. They're both there.
Yeah.
It's pleasant.
Yeah. I prefer a little chamomile myself, but that's just the way I stylize mine.
So this is just a little. It's
not all about you, Reverend.
It's not going to overwhelm you, this beer. Despite, maybe people read those things on the can. They're not that familiar with beer with coriander or something. You might be put off by it.
It's not scary.
I wouldn't let that put you off, is I guess what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's
very,
not as
very drinkable.
boldly flavored a beer with a Viking on the front of it.
I'm afraid they've set a tough act to follow there. I mean, they're literally, here's a man with deer horns or something, like stag horns on his helmet.
Yeah, the Viking helmet, the big long hair, the very fierce looking eyes.
I like these better. There's the multi. You guys can't see it.
Oh,
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Multi-pronged attack from your helmet there.
Sure. The many antlered helmet.
Impale more people.
Well, thanks for asking me how I feel about this.
Hey, how do you feel about it?
He did.
Well, I was signaling.
There was some. There was
and
some.
I was creating an opening.
That's how we do it in the world of show.
We've totally got it together.
The business of show.
Totally. Well, I like it. It's subtle. It's summery.
Yeah.
And if somebody just wants something that doesn't have a lot of flavor, don't be.
Take it to the lake.
Don't be feared by this when you see coriander and
that's
orange.
What I was saying.
Yeah,
I think
don't
totally
be
agree.
by it.
You usually call these chick beers, right?
This
It's kind of is a chick
It's a
beer.
good, sort of crafty-esque gateway
funny.
beer.
Most of the people I know that drink this beer are good old boy white guy rednecks that have moved on to this from a Blue Moon.
Yeah, but they're all in touch with their feminine side.
Don't shove an orange in it or anything, but
Nothing wrong about that. We are going to rate the EINSTÖK Icelandic White Ale a 3.
Nice start.
Yeah, respectable.
Like, I'll be honest, I've never tried any of these beers before, so this is my 100% first impression.
there you go.
We'll be back with more Icelandic beers in just a minute. Hey, welcome back, everyone.
Hey, thanks. Oh, you didn't mean that. Sorry.
I meant
wanted
everyone
I considered-
collectively. Yeah.
He's just being polite.
He is. He's a very, very polite guy. Well, for those of you just tuning in, we are doing a brewery takeover of EINSTÖK.
Which means one stick.
Really?
You had me there for just a micro. Like Drew almost was hook, line, and sinker. I think he was starting to get it, but I was just ahead of him, though.
Can always depend on Dave for the etymology.
Yes.
He may be friggin' right. That's
Etymology
the
or
funny, that's the funny
entomology?
thing about
Here's
this
the thing.
joke.
I believe I'm half right.
That's the funny thing about this joke. There may be a grain of truth to it.
One tiny
Even a broken clock
bitty
is
little-
correct twice a day. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay. The next beer that we're going to try is the nice one in the little blue can for those that are playing from home. This is the Icelandic Arctic Pale Ale.
Pale ale.
It's not very pale.
Yep. Clocking in at 5.6% ABV, brewed with pale ale malt, crystal malt, chocolate malt, American and Bavarian hops.
Chocolate malt, that's why it's not all that pale.
I know. I'm kind of surprised to see that in there.
I raised my eyebrow as well. I think I've had, unlike Dave, I've had almost all these beers. But this, yeah.
Does it say what hops?
Yes. sort
Cascade
of.
hops?
Yes, there's Cascade.
was
And
guessing
Northern
Centennial.
Brewer.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I think it is interesting for a pale ale, right?
Yeah.
For Northern Brewer especially is unusual.
Yeah. A little chocolate malt.
I mean, hey, you know what? They brought something.
They're flexing a little there.
yeah.
Something, you
This
know.
has got some nice complexity to
Yeah,
it,
it does.
unlike
It
what I
does.
expect from a
Yeah.
lot of American pale.
I'm
Yeah.
actually impressed with this. I don't
am
know that I
too.
love it, but I'm very impressed with the nuances in this beer.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It made me go,
Things that made you go, huh?
Well, kind of like we make fun of, Bud in our belching ratings, just because somebody, makes a beer we don't like doesn't mean they're not good at making beer.
this is true.
That's
I-
true.
Right.
That is true.
I'm getting more of the Bavarian side of things than
Yeah,
the
I am
American,
too.
which is good.
It almost, if you wouldn't surprise me if it maybe had a little, I don't know, Vienna in it or something, but it's got a little.
Well, so we were right in the Cascade and the Northern Brewer, but then there's also Hallertau Tradition. Yeah, and what they're saying is, I'm looking at the website right now, that when they tried to hone in on what to make for this beer, that they looked to Bavaria for some reason, and was like, hey, I'm going to go with these hops instead. So
Interesting.
yeah, I know, right? I mean,
Well, I guess if you're trying to bring something different, and you don't want this to be just another American pale ale, then this is a good way to do it. Add malts that people don't generally add to pale ales, and use hops in a combination that people don't generally use.
Yeah.
But I do not get robust hoppiness out of this. It's
No.
more. It's an earthy hoppy,
Yeah.
which is good, but
is.
it's not robust by an American standard.
It's not like a
it's-
big citrus punch or anything.
It almost makes me think of like a Belgian pale, but it's
yeah, kind of.
A little bit,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
it's more like a Belgian pale than an American pale for sure.
It reminds me a little bit of some of the stuff I've had from Boulevard.
Yeah, and there's a lot of continental influence on these beers I'm picking up on so far. So I mean, I guess a country like Iceland,
Yeah.
sure. We're commiserating so that you
we're
guys know
commiserating.
we're
Rating
this is-
live.
we're
coming
running
to an
we're-
understanding.
We're doing this on the fly.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
That's right. We're conferring here.
The more I'm drinking it, though, the more I'm enjoying it. And then it makes me realize, I guess I'm so used to American pale ales
Yeah.
that I'm used to that,
Yeah.
know.
In your
And
face.
that's
Bam.
I think that's the
Yeah.
only reason the Belgium is the only thing I can come up with. It's just not so American tasting,
Sure.
But it's a stretch.
Well, and it's not
but
really
but
like
it's,
a British pale ale.
But like I
either.
said,
No.
there's more of a continental feel to this, a European feel to it.
But for those that are scared of like the super hoppy American pales,
Yeah, this is
a nice way
it's
to
a
go.
good beer.
a good
Yeah.
bridge,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Somebody
it's
wants
in
to get into it.
and it's in a can, so yay.
Hey.
Yay team.
Yeah, team.
We are going to rate the Arctic Pale Ale a 4.
Oh, congratulations.
So, good old boy Caperton.
Yeah.
Now, I know you have a little more experience with these beers, as you said, than the rest of us.
I can't remember if it was craft beer week or whatever it was, but it was a dinner. It was I got invited to a dinner at a really nice Nashville area restaurant. Really, really nice.
Yeah.
And it was back roomy. And when I got there, I was the only person that sort of everybody else was either a foodie or sort of a friend of, someone there, There was like a distributor guy. It was a little complicated. It was American. I think this is a Icelandic brewery that was bought by an American entrepreneur or a company or something.
He was in it for the water.
Yeah, and they talked a lot about the water. But I was the only beer weirdo there, sort of. And that guy did not like me.
So I bet they regretted inviting you.
He did not like me. But I liked,
here?
Much like I'm remembering now, it's been a couple of years, and they've been in market a couple of years, and I see their beers around town a lot. There's a couple of people I work with that drink these beers. So I think they're doing okay. But that guy didn't like me asking pointed questions about his
astute questions,
sort of strange business dealings, American sort of, yeah. Well, they were good guys. So
yeah.
Good
well,
people.
like one thing about this beer is like it's in the import section.
Which
it should be. I mean,
I guess that's a stretch.
Technically brewed outside the States.
Yeah, I mean, they have to bring it in.
They do.
But it's an American who owns it. But
I wonder if they can it here. Like it was in bottles it was a couple years ago. They were new to the market for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. And there's one other one that I was hoping we could get, but it was
and their rollout was, like I said, at a really pricey restaurant. It was kind of an odd scenario, really. And that was what I think the event was. Actually, it wasn't like Craft Beer Week. It was like their entry to the
ta-da.
So I don't know who distributes them locally or whatever, but. But they it was a nice dinner. It was, and the beers paired well with what we had. The chef was on point.
That's what I like about those dinners, because they put some thought into it. And a lot of times it's a combination you might not have thought about yourself.
Oh, I wouldn't have. Yeah.
Especially with the chef at the restaurant that he's talking
about. This place, it was like ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was so good. It was not something I was going to whip up in the microwave. Microwave popcorn.
I had
is
some
about
Chef
the
Boyardee in
extent
the cupboard.
Yeah.
And, I don't know.
Spam Sandy occasionally.
And then Loco Moco is delicious.
Yeah.
Or Moco
Not what I
Loco.
expected when I put that in my mouth.
But it was a good deal, and they were nice. They were, like I say, they were a little corporate-y. They weren't super beer. And that's kind of how it felt, man. It felt like everybody there was suited up,
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, y'all, let's
With their armor.
crack some EINSTÖK.
What do you think? I mean, do you think
They were there for the food.
Do you think some of the people were also maybe like beer industry people that they were trying to
maybe, but
nudge their
they
way
just more industry than beer, though.
Gotcha.
These guys were, yeah. I think the U.S. end of this is like they're not really they're taking a big chance here,
Well, it's such a crowded
dabbling in
beer
the
market.
Yeah,
But like to me, like I would position this
these-
beer not necessarily as a craft beer or anything, but
it's crafty.
craftish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this pale ale in particular does taste of it being an imported beer.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
I
so
would,
you do
I
get
would,
that.
I
You
would
do get that.
sell that hard.
More than the white.
Yes,
oddly,
yes.
Yeah,
It was,
the white
that's
was
the odd.
more like an American take on a white ale.
It sure was.
Which it makes me kind of interested in the next beer.
Let's keep rolling.
What's going to happen with the next one?
Let's keep rolling.
And speaking of which, this next one is a little interesting. It's their Icelandic lime and Juniper pills.
It tastes like it's trying to be a craft.
Jupiter,
Yeah.
Juniper,
Juniper.
maybe.
Did I say Jupiter? Juniper.
Hey,
She was thinking about Uranus.
blast off, baby.
It's a unique blend of Icelandic juniper berries and a dash of lime combined with noble hops and Munich malt that evokes that classic gin and tonic cocktail-inspired flavor that make it a refreshing craft beer like no other.
I'm going to throw a flag on this.
Okay. 30 IBUs and it's 4.8% ABV.
Well, as everyone else is humming,
Kind of like nothing.
as everyone
Here it
else
comes.
is humming,
Here it
I actually
comes.
enjoed it.
I knew it.
I tasted this beer for the
This
first
is why I
time
love Drew.
when it entered the market. I don't
Yeah.
typically like any sort of insertion of flavors to beers. Like, give me something pure.
Not in a Pilsner, man.
Not in a Pilsner. I agree. I agree totally with that.
But my
I
first
got a
thought was this
problem
was
right
going
out
to
of
be
the gate with this beer.
my first thought was, okay, this is going to be Bud Light Lime.
Yeah.
And then I drank it. I
It's
love
not
gin
that.
and tonics.
It's not that.
I love gin and tonics.
Yeah.
It reminds me of if I brewed a gin and tonic.
Okay, I'll give you that. It's like a G&T. Okay.
It's
But without the part I really like about a gin and tonic, which is a little bit of that kick, like
You can always add some gin to it.
Well, that's what I was actually
think that's
thinking
what
about
it's
with this
missing.
beer. It's like if you put a shot of gin in this and put it on
It's a
some ice,
limey tonic is what it
could
is.
this be the tonic in a gin and tonic?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah,
It's not carbonated enough, I don't think.
it's
but
a little.
It would be good.
It's a little thin.
What
as
if you
well.
shake it up?
and it plays like a 4.8 that isn't very, not very punchy at all.
And again, getting back to the imported aspect of this beer, you want things to be continental in nature,
Yeah,
and
this
this is a pilsner, and so I don't want anything else in here.
This is an attempt at U.S. marketing.
This is
Julie,
this is an
You
American.
haven't spoken yet.
Oh no, I was just waiting for you guys. The smell on it was great, right? And I'm getting a bit of lime, and I'm getting the juniper on the nose, and I'm thinking,
you're right.
this will
Yeah,
be kind of cool. But I'm getting a lot of that pills, hoppiness at the end, and it's not blending well for me. No offense,
Yeah.
Drew,
None
but it's
taken.
just it's like it's fighting. You know what I mean? It's fighting that it wants to be a G&T, but I think like maybe if they did a cream ale with the G&T, or
maybe
that
so.
that
would be
might
very
have
good.
been
Yeah.
better.
Pills was a bad
Than,
choice.
Yeah, I just think that but
This
I
is a
think
big step up from a Corona on a beach.
100%.
heck yeah,
I'm going to give you that, buddy.
heck yeah.
Yeah.
But I think too, like with a pilsner, if they had just done a straight pilsner,
Yeah.
Yeah, like, if you wanna show-
sure.
if you
Yeah.
wanna
that's what I
the
want.
water,
from a
like-
Pilsner.
like-
Yeah.
like
the
the water's
profile
really
and
good,
everything,
just,
it would be
you know,
crisp and yeah.
And honestly, I'm like, my taste buds are fighting to taste more of that pilsner because I,
Yeah.
like you guys, love a good pilsner.
But I will say this, if I were floating in a pool in a big EINSTÖK floaty,
Okay.
branded floaty, and a feral Viking woman jumped in with me with a can of this,
she'd have to be
You'd
feral.
be okay.
I would shotgun it.
though. Yeah. She'd have to be feral.
Yeah, man. Come on.
Well, I guess maybe are
Look
there
at me.
non-feral
Look at me.
Vikings?
I can
Yes,
take
this is
it.
a good question.
I can take it.
That was the natural corollary to that transitive property.
I will say this might be if this was a lawnmower beer and I had this in my fridge, I would enjoy the lawn, but I don't know.
Yeah, somewhere between.
The other thing I will
We
say,
can go.
We're
We can go here if we
commiserating.
want.
This is kind of funny. I need to-
the other thing I will say, pills, straight pills, as much as we all love them,
yeah,
it's a crowded market.
it is.
Well,
So from a
But
marketing
you got some
standpoint,
kind of water here, man. You know,
Yeah.
like Dave said, you could really make
Make it
just
shine.
a crispy boy. Yeah, an Icelandic crispy boy. That's not hard to imagine.
good pilsner is a beautiful thing, but there's a lot of bad ones. But
It's true.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
nowhere to hide.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we are going to rate the Icelandic
curious.
lime and juniper pills
A
2.
2. Yeah.
you're close.
Some of you
You're
guys
close.
said 3. What would be your personal rating, Drew?
I personally would say a 3,
You're in
but
agreement.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
But there was just more 2s than
I could
3s.
go either way
Exactly.
there.
I
could
was
go either
like,
way.
yeah, I'm kind of in that nebulous. Like, I don't think it's a bad beer. I just don't think it's.
My fantasy bumped it to almost a 3. Floaty. Branded floaty.
The branded float. That's what did it for you.
Someone can mail him one.
Please
But
mail
we're
me.
opening these as we go down the list, so this is out of 3, my least favorite so far.
I'll say
Sure.
that.
Sure.
The whip-
All right.
But
Well-
just to show you what a badass Caperton is, he still wears his boots in the pool.
I do.
And he can float and
Doc
swim
Martens,
like
yep.
nothing.
Right. With the best of them.
Lace up.
Yes. Yes.
If it ain't worth lacing up for, it just don't count me in, man.
Stay home.
It's not the same. Okay. Let's move on. Let's go a little darker, guys. And I know
good,
you're
good.
all there with me in that.
Gosh, that nose is amazing.
Okay.
I don't want to give anything away, but I remember this beer.
And he's not talking about the nose of the Viking either. We are going to get
The feral
into the Doppelbock.
Doppelbock.
So this one's coming in at 6.7%. It's their winter brew, and it's so worth the wait. The limited edition seasonal ale is rich on aroma and taste, chocolate tones, malted barley, and it pairs with all of your holiday fare. Whether you are sampling a brie, feasting on a turkey, splurging on a chocolate cake, this subtle chocolate and mellow whiskey aftertaste of the Doppelbock is perfect. Yes.
She's got this sort of be still my heart sort of pose there.
All right, so Reverend Mark,
she got
Yes.
misty reading that.
Break this one down for us.
Yeah.
It's got some really nice roasty, biscuity, not over the top at all. It does strike me as a Bavarian continental kind of holiday. Just there's an ester to it that is subtle and yet blends really well with the malt. I find that the finish is just delicious. It has a little bit kind of a mineral finish, but it's
That's that lava field.
yeah.
You're right. You know what I mean?
solids.
It might freaking be. It
Yeah.
might be this water.
Yeah.
This beer's really good.
I'm getting that special bee, kind of malt in there a little bit too.
for sure. We're getting granular here.
Yeah.
We lose the audience.
Oh, wow.
I love this beer.
It's a good one. This was I remember this as being the best of the dinner. You can imagine this, whatever we had it with. It was
so
like
far, it's the
it
best
could
of the
pair
flight.
with anything.
I want this with biscuits and gravy for breakfast.
Yeah.
Ham and
And
cheese
this
for
is
lunch.
this is a beer also that kind of it's a strange kind of thing that even if it was and it's not oxygenated, but even a little oxygenation wouldn't hurt this.
Right.
Yeah.
It really wouldn't.
Sure.
So like if you kept it, because it's the ABV on it is not really high.
It's not.
No, it's only
But
6.7.
But if you kept it back and it got a little bit oxygenated,
Kind of like an old ale.
it wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah.
Dude,
No. I'm really blown away by this because I was not, and I guess I should think about it. Okay, Iceland, yes, they're going to make, their winter beers
It
are
does
going
make
to,
sense. Yeah.
Sure. But I guess I'm just really shocked because
They
it
nailed it.
comes in a can.
Yep, in a can.
And
They nailed it.
interestingly, on the website, they don't even tell you that it comes in a can. They say bottle or keg.
it was bought. They just switched to can.
We'll be
Their
back
website
in
is-
just a minute to finish this one out.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone. So we're doing a brewery takeover of EINSTÖK. EINSTÖK, sorry. My Americanism is
EINSTÖK.
coming out.
There are umlauts involved.
And we have been waxing poetic about this Doppelbock. And I mean, the more that I drink it, the more impressed I get. And I mean, Doppelbock sadly is like one of those beers styles that kind of gets muddled, with all the porters and the stouts that are coming out at that same time of year, and you almost forget about it. But this it's gorgeous. I mean, right from the gate, like the nose and it's just so complex. And
If this beer was a person, it would be me.
I think the Doppelbock, speaking of it as a style, like you were, I think your beer OG ballers, like I was the only one at that dinner. This is the beer that if you get it right, we'll drink it, man.
oh my gosh. And we'll rally behind
And I wish
you.
there were more.
Yeah.
I wish it were a more popular style than it is. I think
I don't know why it's not.
Yeah. Well, I think there are a lot of seasonal winter beers, so it's a crowded game.
True.
So everybody kind of wants to go.
I'd
Heavy.
drink this year round.
I would drink this sucker year.
What is
round.
the ABV on this one again?
6.7.
6.7.
That's very drinkable. That's
It's right,
that's right in the
park.
wheelhouse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's right in the park.
One step down from an Eisbach.
But yeah, old schoolers definitely respect this style. Back in the day, this was
Chocolate.
It's like what we didn't have milkshake beers, man. We had this.
But you don't need it.
Yeah.
You so don't need it. Well, we are going to rate this beautiful beer a 5.
There you go. Congratulations.
Did not see that coming.
Yeah. I forgot about it, to be honest with you. It's like amazing.
I
Is that
think-
unanimous?
beer.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think
Yeah.
I'm going to go back and I'm going to buy a few cans of this. I'm going to sell her a couple. I think this is something I would.
Yeah.
And, it's not going to oxidize much,
Not
in a
much,
can.
not
Can,
much,
right.
but it.
but I think it will still develop a little bit over time. Just the breakdown of some things.
It's really good as is, though.
And even for this ABV, which is very moderate, it's got like great structure.
Yeah.
At your average Circle K, this is going to be one of your better picks.
True.
Well, that's a very
Word.
good point. The distribution on this is phenomenal.
I've seen these guys in spots like
Yeah.
that. They've got some kind of weird
They
distribution.
got the marketing power and
yeah.
stuff. Like, I don't know why they're not pushing this one harder.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, crazy.
It should be a
Crazy.
Super Bowl commercial or some kind of crap about this beer.
Yeah.
And honestly, for EINSTÖK being EINSTÖK, I think that this could really hold up well to a lot of craft, local craft beers and what they're putting out for winter. Like, you know what I mean? It could be shoulder to shoulder against that.
I want to see them put
yeah.
this in the World Beer Cup.
Yeah.
Aside from the pills, I would put any one of the beers we've had so far up against a craft beer. It ain't always going to win,
Yeah.
but it's in the conversation. And this
Right.
Doppelbock,
Yeah.
I'm not. Nothing's coming to mind that was better than that.
It's a
that
banger.
style.
Yeah.
I would love to
it is.
have this on tap, or even
yeah.
a cask, even a cask.
Oh, yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so they have this at the brewery in Iceland.
This is
It's
getting
called
a little beer pornish.
I think it's called the Brewer's Loft or something like that, and it's their tasting room,
The Brewers Lounge.
the Brewer's
There
Lounge.
you
So
go.
I think good old boy Mike, when you're listening to this,
Yeah.
a class trip to Iceland,
Oh yeah.
to the Brewer's
To
Lounge,
the lava fields.
I mean, we
We could
really
do an on-location show.
because I feel like
Totally.
we're not really plumbing the depths.
That's right.
Of this, like
you
we
got to
should
get in
be.
the crevasse, man.
We need to see the glacier. I want to see the glacier where this is supposedly coming from.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a
and-
good friend Thorbjorn who lives there.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
there you go. The mountain.
And then, don't they have like springs, right?
Oh,
Don't they have
Yeah, hot
springs?
springs.
They
Yeah.
bounce all over
I don't
the
think
place.
it's Japan, but yeah.
Sorry. Wow.
Different spring. Wow. It took us all a second, but we
That
got there.
was.
I thought it was going to go unnoticed.
That was
Boingy,
epic.
boingy.
Yeah, that was epic. Very nice.
Thank you, good old Boy Caperton.
yeah, it's all thermal electric there too.
Yeah, they're geothermal guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's.
So the planet blows up.
As much as we'd like to talk about this one all day, we do have a couple more left. So
Yep.
They
let's.
better be really good, or I'm going to be.
Oh, we
sad.
got two good ones, I think,
Yeah.
left. Yeah.
Okay, so next let's talk about the Wee Heavy Scottish Ale.
Oh, I got to get
lassie.
it poured.
My
let's see.
people.
Let me
My
get-
people.
I need a pour. Oh, yes.
Somehow we missed you.
Poor Reverend Mike. Just open the other one. Let him shotgun it.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry, we're
Sorry,
total
guys.
breakdown. Well,
Yeah.
Drew, what do you think about the Wee Heavy?
Well,
Well,
wait, let me talk about it
Oh,
first.
Yeah,
Sorry.
she's got to give us a.
Okay. Surrender your taste buds to their Icelandic Wee Heavy, a Scottish ale brewed with locally farmed and
Frickin'
smoked
Vikings.
barley and spiced with native Icelandic Angelica. Over 1,000 years ago, the Vikings invaded Scotland. Now, with a creamy head and sweet malt aroma, they are returning to conquer your tongue with caramel notes and savory smoke. Now, Angelica was considered a holy plant. Did you know that, Reverend Mark?
It really is. I know that.
And it grows hardy, strong, and
It's almost
cold
angelic.
resistant in Iceland.
Well, when I think of Angelica, I think of creamy head. So
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They're all Viking women.
I'm gonna,
There it
I'm
is.
just saying.
Yes.
Sorry.
Well, legend has it that a monk in England during the 17th century, when the country was riddled with plague, was visited by an angel that told him Angelica would relieve the people's suffering. When the Vikings began the trade expeditions to Europe, they brought along the dried Angelica for currency. I'm a big fan of Angelica root because in Amaro, that's like one of the big notes that I really look for. But anyways.
Yeah, I associate that with mead too, and like Methligan.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so this is 8% ABV.
Wow.
Does not drink that high.
It doesn't.
It's
No.
It's not that heavy.
There's no hot alcohol at all.
Not at all, no.
Which is how a Wee Heavy ought to be.
So Wee Heavies have always been one of my favorite styles. And yes, they typically are boozy. Most of the ones I get, they double down, they put it in a whiskey barrel, and so you just, it's
like an end of the night beer.
Too much.
For sure.
Yeah.
Blue Pants, pour one out for our dearly departed. Used to do an annual Wee Heavy that was one of my favorites.
Do all you guys have a Wee Heavy glass?
Yes, I do.
I knew some of.
Yes,
I don't.
I didn't know there was a Wee Heavy glass.
There is
I
a
feel
Wee
left
Heavy
out.
glass.
It's,
Really?
Well, no, it's sort of a.
My wife
it's
doesn't
almost
need
a
me to get more glassware.
It's got a bowl and then a trumpet.
Right.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
neat.
Similar to the Spiegelau goblet style, I guess. It's
Yeah. Anyway, we're
We're definitely nerding out.
I didn't know that.
You know what?
I thought
Well, let's
more of
say
you guys would.
So Caperton, I'm pretty sure by 2 days from now, we will have a couple.
I don't have one. I've always regretted that.
Little Gal Juliana is already on Amazon.
Really? Yeah.
She's giving me the cocked head.
Yeah. Like, okay.
Now I can tell you what makes a Wee Heavy a Wee Heavy.
Yeah, here we go.
You should be caramelizing the first wort
Oh.
and reducing it.
Oh.
So is there a difference between a Scotch ale and a Wee Heavy? Is there a difference, or is
In the
it just a
BJCP?
slash? Is it just a slash?
No, I think they're pretty much
It's like farmhouse slash
interchangeable.
porter versus stout.
Yeah. But and obviously like a golden was it Golden Promise or a Marisotter.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it just needs to be the first runnings need to be set aside and
just
caramelized
boiled
down
like
and just
crazy.
boil it
Yeah.
down till it tastes like a Heath bar.
Oh,
Heck
you
yeah.
know what? I saw a homebrewer do that once. He boiled his wort for like 12 hours.
Almost turning
Yeah.
into caramel at
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Mark, have you ever brewed a Wee Heavy?
Oh yeah. And that's what I'm
Oh yeah. I don't see
He's already
many. I
planning for the
don't
next
see
one.
many homebrewed Wee Heavies anymore.
I've done it's been a few years, but
Yeah.
this is inspiring me
Yeah.
to pick this up again.
Well, I'm inspired to try yours when
Yeah.
you.
I don't know that I like it as much as the Doppelbock, but
Yeah.
this is nice.
This is not the best of the best, but it's very good.
Well, and I
agree.
think for me, anyways, a lot of the Wee Heavies that I've had have been barrel aged. So,
Like Backwoods Bastard.
Yeah.
It's just over the top.
so it's hard to get a naked Wee Heavy to know what it's like. You know what I mean?
Naked.
Well, I mean, we're talking about feral women.
What is it? Angry Bastard or something like that?
Dirty Bastard.
Dirty Bastard.
Right.
It was even that was almost too boozy for me. You know?
It's pretty boozy, but yeah, Dirty Bastard, and then Backwoods
The
Bastard.
ones
Didn't
I
they do
like
another one
are
though?
a lot like this.
I would also
I
say that,
yeah.
and of course this is canned and force carbonated, but these really should be undercarbonated.
Yeah, you're right.
That's a good point. This
Yeah,
maybe
that
has
is.
a little more than.
This one
style
poured
should
with a
permit.
really, really
Yeah.
tall head,
Really
and
rich
that's
head.
not
For that
very
style for
characteristic.
sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we are going to rate this Wee Heavy a 4.
Oh,
From
are
EINSTÖK. We are.
We
We.
we.
On my car.
Okay, so the last one that we have in this flight. Now, this is the only one that we have in a bottle. Everything else has been in cans.
And everything I had, I think the cans are new.
Okay.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
bottles are.
In the last year or
yeah,
so.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
They transitioned. Or something.
Which is, I mean, honestly, I think it's great that these are in the can. The lighter ones for the portability, but even the darker ones, in terms of aging them for a bit. Yeah. So the Icelandic Toasted Porter, it says clear notes of toffee and dark chocolate make their Icelandic Toasted Porter roasty and rich.
Dang.
The robust yet smooth porter beer will cure your fear of the dark. I'm thinking of an Iron Maiden reference, but anyways. Using
I thought it was a Nickelodeon show.
That's my girl.
Using only the highest quality ingredients, we've crafted the perfect porter that you can enjoy with steak and cigar, or perfectly with a fudgy dessert. So lager, Munich, and chocolate malts are combined with Bavarian hops and Icelandic roasted coffee. It is 6.0 ABV.
there an earthquake?
It was an earthquake.
Yes.
Damn. Okay.
Don't worry, folks. It's only Reverend Mark.
So
It's not the New Madrid fault.
let's chat.
Yeah.
This beer hits a lot of notes for me, man.
It's not quite a dry Irish, but it's definitely dry.
Well, and I like the coffee. What the coffee does for the roasting.
Well, it's also a
roast
porter,
nuts.
not a stout.
True.
But it feels kind of thick, though.
It is. It's
I
got
mean-
a lot of
It's a
body.
very robust.
It's got a lot of body, and a lot of porters. You can sort of they're brown. This is pretty dark.
A lot of body, like a good feral Viking woman.
That's right.
But
this is how they do porter.
That's right.
Yeah, and historically the stout is the son of a porter.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's true.
I don't know what is meant by Icelandic roasted coffee, but I guess they're known for that. I didn't know that.
Well,
It's like Icelandic limes.
I think it's
and
probably
that
like
pills.
like like we were talking about Sump from Perennial. They use coffee from a local coffee place to St. Louis where they are.
Yep.
So it's some coffee place 60 miles south of the Arctic Circle. They're roasting their coffee. And,
Fishing village coffee.
yeah. I think you need a lot of coffee if you're 60 miles south of the
Yeah,
Arctic Circle.
Viking donuts. Yes,
They probably just eat the beans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then go lift some weights.
Yeah. They pillage beans is what they do. This is pillage coffee.
Just go beat up some.
That was a good point. That's probably how they got the lines,
That's
too.
how they got the limes.
Go beat up
Yeah.
the Danish. Take their coffee.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Your women and your coffee.
Put it in the boat.
Yep.
Honestly, I didn't think that they would be so civilized in terms of coffee.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like I said, they just chew the beans.
That's how they grind it.
And they spit. They all spit into
Yeah.
a bucket.
Drink this.
Ew.
It will make you
So the
strong.
French have
getting
their
pretty feral.
press.
It's getting pretty feral
The
in here.
Vikings have their spittoons.
Yeah.
It is.
This is good, guys.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
really, really is. This is another one that I'm kind of surprised about because I'm really enjoying the mouthfeel. I'm enjoying the coffee notes.
Literally.
Yeah.
Good thing I'm from Scranton.
Wow.
Just saying. I really, this is such a.
Yeah.
Now, I don't get a lot of. I was getting excited when I saw the name that it was a toasted porter. You know what I mean? Because I was thinking of like charriness that was appealing to me. I don't get a lot of that necessarily, but God, this is really tasty.
No, there's no astringency to it.
No, not at all.
It's almost like if they did cold press or something. And they,
I love the toastiness too,
Huh,
the coffee
bougie
aspect
cold
of it
press.
as well. So, yeah.
I'm having a hard time thinking of a year-round available porter that I like better than this one.
I can think of a couple.
I mean,
but I wanted
maybe a few, but with as
I
wide of
really,
a
I
distribution.
really like Bell's. I don't know if it's year round.
This is very enjoyable though.
Sorry to pick the nit there.
No, dude,
This is
I
what we
mean-
do.
I can think of a lot. Actually, porters. We got a lot of good.
We got
porters.
the St. Charles Porter.
We got a lot of good porters around here.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I think this would be interesting to try side by side with some of those, just to
Oh, for sure, for
to get
sure.
some comparisons.
It's
Especially blinds.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Yes, and as a matter of fact, Anchor brought this porter back. It was almost out of extinction. That's a little historic trivia fact.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was pretty much out of existence.
Wow.
Anchor, we still love you after all these years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyways, we are going to rate the Icelandic Toasted Porter a 4.
4.
She lost herself for a moment. She was.
I did. I was so excited. Well, that is going to do it for today. And what a great episode this turned
I
out
am
to
so
be.
impressed, Einstock. Well
I mean,
done.
like, seriously.
Yeah.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode. If you're listening to us online, please do yourself a favor and tap
Give it a little tappy.
Tap in.
Tap-a-roo.
tap that subscribe button. The easiest way to listen to our show is to ask Siri, Alexa, Google, or Uncle Larry play podcast Sips, Suds, and Smokes.
We love your feedback, and you can reach us online at info@sipssudsandsmokes.com.
Our daily tasting notes flow out of Twitter every day at Sip Suds Smokes, and our Facebook page is always buzzing with lots of news. You'll also be able to interact with the thousands of other fans on those social media platforms.
Do us a favor and take the time to rate this episode if you're listening to us online. It's a big help to us, and we get to see your feedback as well.
5-star.
Yeah.
Good Boy Caperton and all of your feral darkness. Thank you for being with us today.
She's giving me feral eyes, Dave.
That's all right.
Okay. Yeah, bye, guys. This was great. This was fun. This was a good episode.
Reverend Mark, thanks for being here with us.
Oh, this is wonderful. Angelic.
Good Boy Drew.
Again, thank you for having me.
Good Boy Dave.
Of course. One more
Of
time.
course you would say that.
Yeah.
This is good old Gal Juliana. Keep on chuggling and catch you next time.
This has been a One Tan Hand production of Sip Suds and Smokes, a program devoted to the appreciation of some of the finer slices of life. From the Dude in the Basement Studios, your hosts, the Good Old Boys, will see you all next time.